I'm Claudia Campbell, your missionary from Kenya. I was forced to come home in April due to COVID, but on October 1st, I get to go back to Kenya. I'm really excited about going back. My ministry is with faith-based lessons for women in domestic and gender abuse. The lessons come from Abuse Recovery Ministry Services out of Hillsborough. It has been a joy to lead these classes for these women, to see them be encouraged and to see their lives changed. There are no safe houses, there are no welfare, there's no low-cost attorneys, and even the laws on the books are not enforced. Very little family support too. A lot of women cannot go back to their families. I've had several ladies leading the classes, but after a while they want to be paid, or they want to be able to charge for the lessons, or to sell it. They do not understand volunteerism. And so I got down to one leader that would only give classes if I paid her. Well, over 3 years ago, I had given the information about my classes to a doctor in a clinic, and she said she would refer any ladies to me that would be interested. And very shortly after that, she called and referred Ann to me. And Ann came to me, a young lady, and she was despondent and depressed, and she'd been abused in her childhood, and she was afraid that life ahead only held abuse and hopelessness. So she started the classes right away. And by the end of the classes, her life had changed, and she had hope, and she was excited, and she felt that every woman should take these classes. And she's been with me ever since. She also taught me a lot about the culture, more about how women think and how the culture works, and tribal culture. Classes were hard to hold. She took the class in my home, and I had several classes in my home because I could not find a place to have them. And if I would go somewhere, they would not let me have a class because I either didn't belong to the church or they didn't have domestic abuse in that church. And so I was doing classes in my home, which really isn't safe, but that was my only option. So she came and she helped me make copies, helped me ask people to come, and she was very helpful. In 2 years, these past 2 years, we decided that we could do more if it was nonprofit in Kenya. If it belonged in Kenya, we would have more clout and more organizations would be willing to talk to us. So the past 2 years, we have been working at getting us registered. And Ann did so much of the work. And she helped immensely because I don't know Swahili, and my English is very hard for a lot of Kenyans to understand. And so she just took over, and she would go downtown and come back and go downtown and come back with all the paperwork. She was my mouthpiece and my foot through all these past 2 years as she gave all the forms. August 24th of this year, everything was in, all the fees were paid, and so now we are waiting for their approval. But during those 2 years in her life, she had employment issues. She had 2 muggings coming home from work. She has a medical issue that causes pain constantly. But the good side is, during that time, a young man that she had previously worked with and a friend of hers started courting her. And this past year they got married, and the beginning of this year they had a little baby boy. But all of this time, she never complained. She continued working. The NGO, the advantage is we can do fundraising. We cannot, as we are just visiting NGO, we cannot do it fundraising in Kenya, but now we can do fundraising and we make the people in Kenya become part of our organization. We can work with community services, with the police services, with women's organizations, and we are hoping in the long run that we can start raising money for a safe home. There is no safe home that we know of in Kenya. Another thing I've been doing classes on WhatsApp with a lady in Zambia and a lady in Malawi, and I want that ministry to continue. And the lady in Zambia is thinking about going through the certification process and becoming a leader herself. So it's really my desire to fly there and meet her. You know, expenses have gone up, and I would like to be able to get an office for arms. We've never had an office, it's just in my living room. And as we spread out more, I need to speak more, but I need to hire drivers to speak. And when I hire a driver to speak, it usually means I have to feed them and provide lodging for them also. And it's fun really to go out in the hindered places and tell them about what God has planned for women and to encourage them. So I covered people's prayers. They're very necessary. I know of a few people that pray for me constantly, and I know it. But I also need contributions, and all the contributions go into arms. I don't use it for personal things. All you do is send your checks or give to Valley Christian Center, VCC, and put in the memo line Kenya. And don't put my name on anything. The money goes to the Kenyan Arms. Thank you.